Well, welcome everyone to Kriya Yoga Blend. Today we're going to weave in a little bit of everything. We're going to do some Kundalini. We're going to do some Vinyasa flow. I'd like to do also maybe a yin and a restorative posture in there as well. So have all your supplies handy. Have your blocks, your strap, maybe even a couple of pillows. Let's go ahead and get started on our mat in a seated position. And if there's anything that makes seated more comfortable for you, please grab it. Could be a meditation cushion or even a block underneath the bottom, bringing the hips a little bit higher than the knees can be really nice. So find a seated position, sit up really nice and tall, soften the shoulders, go ahead, close the eyes. Start taking our attention inward, first by noticing our own physical body. How it feels in this moment. And when you notice the bad, also notice the good. What is working out for you? From your physical body, we notice the emotional body. Anything that you are carrying around with you day to day, or anything you might be holding. No judgment about it either way. It's simply a practice of observing the self and noticing what's there. And we notice the mind and the thoughts. Are your thoughts more chaotic? Are they calm? Is there something in particular that you've been focusing on? And if so, does that focus serve you? Now anchor into your breath, drawing a long, slow, deep inhale through the nose. And exhale it out the mouth. Let's do just the mouth 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Now close the mouth and breathe in through the nose for a count of 3 or 4. And exhale out the nose for 3 or 4. Inhale. And exhale. Breath in. And breath out. Take a few rounds on your own. Last breath in. And exhale, open the eyes. Let's rub the palms together, feeling some heat, some energy. Rubbing the palms. Bring them into prayer with the thumbs touching the sternum. Draw the chin in towards the throat. We're going to chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times to begin our practice. This invites us to connect with our own inner wisdom, our own divine nature. Breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Once more, breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Just rest in awareness here. Breath in. Exhale, let that go. All right, we're going to start with a restorative posture. So I want you to grab your blocks or your pillow. We're going to stay in a seated with the ankles crossed, and we're going to just melt forward and rest our head on our blocks, or you can melt yourself over some pillows or even come all the way down to the floor. So whatever works best for you. I want you to think about length first. Lift the heart space and then melt down. Now, because this is a restorative posture, we're going to be here for a little while. So find a spot that is very doable for you, meaning that you can hold it for a couple of minutes, but there's still opening happening. So it's not so soft that you're not feeling it at all. Go ahead, settle in. Let yourself just melt into this. Let go of the belly. Soften the hands and the face. Also, just an FYI, you can do this from your meditation cushion or block underneath the butt as well. breath in, and then slowly come back. Then we're going to switch our legs. So if you have the ankles crossed, you're going to uncross and go your non-dominant way. And if you have your legs kind of separated, then you're going to bring your opposite leg in the front. Same thing. Inhale to lift and find that length. Exhale to melt down as far as you want to go. Just take a breath in and slowly come back. Gonna uncross the legs and make your way down to the mat for another restorative posture. So you're gonna come onto the back. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. And then you're gonna drop both knees over to the left to start. So the feet are gonna roll on the edges. Both knees drop over. And this is a great spot for some support. If you want, you can put a block or pillow underneath your left thigh or even under the small of your low back. Can feel really good here. And then we're going to take the right arm up and over, or you can cactus the arm. So maybe this feels really good. Maybe taking the right arm up and over to get more of a side body stretch might feel good as well. So play around with the arms for a moment and then settle in. Also, alternately, if this does not feel like enough for you, kind of one of our focal points right here is the front of the right hip and the side hip flexor area. If that doesn't feel like enough for you, you can always take the left ankle and bring it on top of the thigh and use that as like a weight. And that's going to bring a little bit more intensity to it. Take a breath in. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Take your time with your transition. And plant the feet, keeping them wide on the edges of your mat. And now the knees will drift over to the right. Again, feel free to throw a pillow under your back or underneath your thigh. Shift the arms and settle in. In this posture, I want you to notice if you are holding yourself, consciously or unconsciously. Are you kind of bracing yourself? And if so, can you soften even more? Breath in. Exhale, slowly come back. We have one more restorative posture here, or you could even call it a yin posture as well. You're going to take the right ankle on top of the thigh, flex the foot. And then if this is enough, you're going to stay right here. If you're wanting more, you can bring the knee in towards the chest. And I want you to pay attention to where the foot is. See if you can really get the foot and the ankle to overhang the thigh, and then weave the hands through. You can grab your hamstring or your shin or use a strap here. You can also throw a pillow underneath your butt, and that makes this a little bit softer. Or you can put a block. Let's see if I can place it. You can put a block underneath your left foot or heel, and that just makes this a little bit more supported. So if you're wondering kind of like, what is the difference between a yin posture and a restorative posture? A restorative posture in its truest form is meant to be fully supported. So you might drape yourself over pillows or a blanket. You're really supported in it. And then you can just relax and kind of melt. with the yin posture, there might be a little bit more action, a little bit more required of you to hold that posture. So with this, it's kind of a combo. Like I'm supporting myself a little bit with this block over here, but I'm having to, hold on to my leg. And so that makes this a little bit more yin than restorative. Both modalities, though, because of the time that is held, and the focal point is to get into more of the fascial system and your connective tissue. Because we're holding it longer, we're going to go deeper than just the muscle. And to get into that space, you need to hold it for at least 2 minutes. And you want to be able to relax as much as you can in the pose. So if you're holding a pose and you're just really tight and tense, like you're bracing yourself, your body is not going to release in the way that you want it to. So once you settle into a pose, see if you can just like really get like as soft as you can in it. Let your belly, let it melt and soften the jaw, relax your shoulders, much as you can. Take a breath in, slowly let that go. Always take your time with transitions and restorative or yin postures. So if you're using a block, you maybe just want to slide it over a little bit. And now take your left ankle on top of your thigh and then stay there if that feels like enough, or draw the knee in towards the chest. Maybe use a block or pillow, weave the hands through. And then soften. Just take one more breath in. And exhale, slowly release and let that go. All right, we're gonna weave in a little bit more Kundalini here to get ourselves kind of warmed up, and then we're gonna flow into some Vinyasa. So the Kundalini we're gonna do is stretch pose with breath of fire, and stretch pose with breath of fire is very similar to the Pilates 100. So when you set up your stretch pose, the full pose looks like this, with the legs hovering off the ground. Now, if that doesn't feel good in your back, you could always bring the knees up here. You could take the legs up here, whatever would feel good. And then we're going to find a breath of fire, and we're going to do it for 1 minute. So go ahead and set yourself up. Breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale halfway. Exhale, breath of fire. Keep going. Squeeze your thighs, point your toes. Reach the fingers for your feet. Reach, 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 reach. Keep going with that breath of fire. Almost there. Keep going. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees back to the chest. Breath in. Exhale, rock and roll. We're going to rock and roll. Now, normally that posture is a full 3 minutes, but it's so challenging. I like to break it down into 1 minute chunks. To rock and roll, massage out the spine. We're going to rock and roll all the way into a forward fold. See if you can get there without using your hands. When you're ready, forward fold. Soften the knees, release the head, the neck, the shoulders. Everything just melting down. When you're ready, inhale, halfway lift. Bring the hands to the shins. Take your shoulder blades together and down. Crown of the head reaching long. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Reverse dive all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. All right, we're going to roll through a sun salutation A a few times. So we're moving into that Vinyasa flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, planting the hands. You can jump, you can step back, you can come down to the knees. You're going to launch forward, lower down elbows, hug the body, come up into cobra, maybe just a baby cobra here to start. And in downward facing dog. So that series is our sun salutation A, and we're just going to move through it a few times. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold, top of your mat. Jump or step. Inhale, halfway lift. Find that flat back, strong core. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Move through at your own pace. Remember, your chaturanga is something you can really personalize and make your own, especially suited to your body and how it's feeling today. And downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Bend your knees. Forward fold. Top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose. Hands to the heart. Mountain, reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. If anybody is not sure about chaturangas, I did a video on all the ways to chaturanga a while ago. So you can find that on YouTube if you're wanting a really in-depth tutorial on the various ways to chaturanga. Let's roll through once more. Bend your knees, forward fold. Now every time you step up or step back into your forward fold, try to alternate your legs best you can. Halfway lift, forward fold. So that way you're creating balance in the body. Mountain pose, reverse dive. Hands to the heart. Inhale, mountain, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, alternate those feet. You notice which is your dominant side, which side you always step back with. Try to switch that up. When you come into your cobra upward dog, draw your navel in, lightly engage the glute muscles, and end in downward facing dog. Let's hang out here in down dog a little bit. Now in downward dog, the goal is not for your heels to touch the floor. More of the goal is to find this triangle shape where your chest and belly sink towards the thighs. And then you start to straighten the legs. But only if you can maintain that upper body, that flat back. If your legs happen to be all the way straight, I want you to engage your thighs. Pull your kneecaps towards your hips. Press the forward again. Scoop the belly. Anchor to breath. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose all the way up. Hands to the heart. All right, we're going to move into a couple of Hatha postures. So we're going to come into warrior two. So weight load the right leg, step the left foot back, and you're going to drop it at an angle. And you want, I'm going to roll up my pants so you can see, you want your feet to be in heel to arch alignment. So that means if your right foot came into your left, it would go directly into the arch. That's heel to arch alignment. Check yourself out. Want a nice bend in your front knee tracking with ankle. Make sure it's not collapsing inward. If it is, you're going to open it up, reach it to the right side of your room. And then there's a tendency for shoulders to go like this. I want you to bring your shoulders over your hips and then extend your arms. Arms are strong, shoulders are soft. Focal point is over the right hand. And then maybe see, can you bend a little deeper in your front knee? Can you scoop your belly in and close that gap that's in the front of your rib cage? Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale, maybe sink a little deeper. I'm noticing my shoulders are kind of creeping forward. I'm going to bring them back. Scoop belly in again. For my warrior two, reverse warrior. Keep the legs in place. Left hand drops down. Right hand reaches back. We're going to hold here. Now without looking, just notice your front knee. Did it collapse inward? Does it need to reach more to the right side of the room? Can you stretch a little bit more into that side body, but still soften the shoulder on top? Breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Warrior two, star pose. Let's go heels out, toes in, star pose. Let's open the heart space. Inhale, little baby back bend here. We're gonna open the heart, drop the head back, keep the core strong. Stretch through the front of the throat. Breath in. Exhale, come back to the star. Warrior two, left side. Just gonna pivot the feet. Find that heel to arch alignment. Bend into the front knee. Stack shoulders over hips. Scoop the belly. Bring the strength into the arms. Melt the shoulders. And then if you can, on your exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Keep the shoulders over the hips. I want you to think about if you were going to do just one yoga posture a day, what posture would you do? Which one has the most benefit for you? Keep the legs in place. Reverse warrior. Drop the right hand down. Left hand reaches back. So your Hatha practice, how it's different than Vinyasa. Hatha is not linking breath with movement, although sometimes I do link the breath with movement. In Vinyasa, we kind of go one movement, one breath. In Hatha, you're settling in and you're holding it, not as long as a restorative or a yin posture, but for definitely a few rounds of breath, enough that you can start to feel it. Breath in. Exhale, sink that front knee a little bit deeper. Come back, warrior two. Star pose. This time we're gonna go heels out, toes in for a really wide forward fold. So heels out, toes in. Try to make your toes and your feet level to your mat so they're balanced out really nice. Breath in. Exhale, hinge at the hip, go forward. Let's stop halfway, right here. Squeeze your thighs, lift your tailbone like you're arching your low back. You're gonna stick your butt out. Lift, lift, lift. See what you feel physically. Breath in, hold it here. Hold, hold, hold. You could even wiggle the feet a little bit wider if that would feel good for you. Or you want a little more depth in it. Breath in. Exhale, melt it down. Soften the knees here. You could rest your forehead on a block. You could walk the feet out wider and grab your big toes. Hold it here for a really wide forward fold. If you have the space, do a little yes and no nod of the head. Let it be heavy. Breath in. Exhale. Find a flat back. You can support yourself on the floor or blocks. And then you're going to heel toe the feet into Malasana, our yoga squat. So heel toe the feet in. And then when you come into Malasana, you want heels in, toes out. So you have an external rotation in the legs. You can support yourself with a block or a chair here. So lift the heart space, bring the hands into prayer. Going to use your triceps to open the inner thighs push back. And then let's find a little bit of movement here. So if you want to let go of the hands, that's fine. If you want to bring the hands to the mat, let's find a little bit of movement. Just shifting side to side. Breath in. Hands come back to the heart. Prayer. A little bit more here. Close the eyes. Breath in. Exhale, shift forward and come into rock pose. You're going to shift forward. Rock pose is sitting on the feet. And I'm going to straighten my pants out first so that feels better. You're going to sit on the feet. And the toes can be tucked under or the feet can be flat, either one. Now we're going to transition back to a little bit more of Kundalini, our Sat Kriya. Sat Kriya, we're going to interlace the hands, find Kashipana hand mudra. So interlace the hands, send the pointer fingers up and the thumbs next to each other. We're going to take the hands overhead, soften the shoulders, close the eyes, bring your focal point to the third eye, center of your forehead. And we're going to chant Sat Nam. And on the Sat, you pull the belly in really strong. On the Nam, exhale, soften. Keep in mind, Sat Nam, the translation is I am truth, or truth is my identity. We're kind of stoking the solar plexus with this. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. And you can do this out loud. I encourage you to do it out loud, or you can do it silently to yourself. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Keep going. And if this does not work in your legs to sit in rock pose, you can always come into seated position or even sit on a chair. So I'll make it work for your lower body. Sat Nam, 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 Sat Sat Nam, 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 Sat Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Sat Nam, Sat 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 now Sat 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 now Sat Sat now Sat 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 now Sat Sat Sat. One more minute left. Keep it strong, strong pulling in the belly. Lift those hands a little higher. Keep the softness in the shoulders. Set. Last little bit. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in or take a long, deep breath in through the nose. Pause, hold the breath, pull up on the pelvic floor, the abdominals, and draw the chin in towards the throat. Lift, 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 lift. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And exhale, release. Bring the hands to the top of the thighs and rest in awareness. Breath in. Exhale, open the eyes. All right, let's come into a cobra or a sphinx pose, and we're going to do breath of fire in that pose as well. And so I'm going to show you variations. And come down. This is our sphinx pose with elbows under shoulders, or if you want to come into cobra, you can come into baby cobra or a full cobra. We're going to do breath of fire here for 1 minute. Breath in, exhale it out. Inhale halfway. Exhale, breath of fire. Get really strong with that breath. And if breath of fire doesn't work for you, you can always do a really strong inhale, really strong exhale. This pose is stoking more of the second chakra because of the cobra or the sphinx pose. Where your second chakra is related to creativity and your sexuality. There can also be a lot of shame that hangs out in that area. So you can shift the energy of that. Almost there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, child's pose. Shift back with control. Take your time. Child's pose. Breath in. From child's pose, we're going to shift into rabbit, or if you don't like rabbit, just stay in child's pose. So come into table first, tuck the toes. You're going to sit the butt on the heels. Rabbit, chin draws towards the chest. Crown of the head melts down. Remember, the crown of the head does not actually rest on the floor. It just hovers. Reach back, grab for your heels or use a strap. And then you're going to lift up. Middle back, tuck your chin. Pull your belly in and up. Hands pull on the heels. Heels push back. Round, round, round. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Breath in. Exhale, come back to a passive child's pose. So the legs are together, the hands wrap around the sides of the body. This is passive child's pose. Breath in. Exhale, slowly come up. You can widen the knees, cross the ankles behind you, walk the hands in. Seated position, extend the legs, roll onto the back for a twist. So on the back, we'll do just a little bit of a different twist than sometimes we do. Let's walk both of the feet over to the right. So your right foot takes a step, left foot comes with, right foot takes a step, left foot comes with. Now cross the right knee over the left knee. Both knees drift to the right. And this is a great place for a block as well. So see, I'm kind of like hovering in space. It's nice to, I'm going to put a little bit of support there. See what's the best way. Yeah, that's nice. And then cactus the arms or find a position with the arms that feels good. Breath in. Exhale, slowly come back. Uncross the legs. Reset the feet. And now both feet walk to the left. Left foot takes a step, right foot comes with, left foot steps left, right foot comes with. Left knee crosses over right knee. Both knees drift to the left. Breath in. Exhale, come back, uncross. And then for our Shavasana today, we're going to do a supported bridge in Shavasana. So one more kind of restorative posture. So you're going to lift your hips up, slide a block underneath your low back / sacrum area. And your block can really go any way you want. So if you want more, you can turn your block a higher way. And you can even go the tallest way if that feels like something that would be good in your body. So you can play around with that. And I like to bring my feet just a little bit wider so they kind of like my knees knock in. So I'm not like fighting myself with my legs wanting to drift apart. Bring the arms out or even overhead, palms up. And if this is not your jam today, then take a traditional Shavasana. Breath in. Exhale, let it go. If you've got your block underneath you, you're going to lift the hips, slowly slide it out. Come down with control. Let's make our way gently onto either side for fetal child's pose. In. Exhale, come up. And then we're going to end our practice kind of the way we started. Let's rub the palms together. Rub the palms. Find that energy, that heat again. And now, sealing your practice, bring your hands over your closed eyes. Now over your heart. Hands come back together in prayer. We'll chant Sat Nam just once with a really long Sat and a short Nam. Take a full deep breath in. Sat Nam. Here is my offering to the world. May all sentient creatures have health and happiness. May all sentient creatures have love and compassion. May all sentient creatures be free from pain and suffering. Let's bow forward in gratitude. All right, Satnam friends, if you enjoyed this practice today, let me know. We kind of did just a little bit of everything, making it a very true blend.